Hello, Flat Earth researchers, debaters and debunkers. If you are looking into the Flat Earth and still struggling with the claim that satellites do not exist or that orbits of the ball Earth are impossible, this video may well help put things into perspective and illustrate that fakery is most likely afoot. We're going to watch a video of a satellite launch from a Soyuz rocket. This is apparently the Hispasat 36W1, which was launched from the spaceport at French Guiana on January the 27th. You can go and watch this video yourself at arianespace.com and read all the puff about this what is possibly a multi-million or multi-billion dollar satellite, and see for yourself that there is validity to these claims that satellites are not going into space. We're starting the video as they count down. It's a nighttime launch, which is already suspect, as we would be. It would be difficult to see if anything went wrong. Of course, the rocket launch is real. There's no need for CGI. I'm sure other people may have filmed this as it went up into the very cloudy sky that night. But in a very short time, we will see the usual switch to CGI as the rocket races upwards. There we go. There's our CGI.
And they are off. Hispasat 36W1.
No onboard
European
cameras.
Space Agency's first ever small geo platform has begun its journey.
A pleasant female voice to put you at ease.
Soyuz is hauling itself against the pull of our planet. The boosters are doing all the work at the moment. They're delivering 80% of the thrust right now.
Les paramètres propulsifs sont conformes à l'attendu.
Telling us that the propulsion is as expected. So the booster's job is to get us away from Earth. We need a lot of firepower to do that.
Already we're seeing the rocket start to level out. Some glitches in the footage here.
Soyuz is heading out east over the Atlantic, and that's a first for the Soyuz vehicle here at the Guiana Space Center. It's the first time it's headed east. Usually it goes west or north.
So we're told that it's going east, but usually they go west or north, so it doesn't really seem to matter which direction they go in. And of course it's heading out over the ocean, where very few people will see what actually happens to it.
He's telling us everything's normal. Everything's going according to plan.
More CGI. No onboard cameras so far on to look after this multi-million dollar cargo.
You can see our altitude there.
Just paused it there so we can look at the altitude. 43 kilometers. Really not that high. And already leveling out. We can see that the CGI is not a true representation of the direction we've already seen the real footage of the rocket going.
They're 43 kilometers above the Earth, down at the bottom left. And
just like you to listen very carefully to what the woman says about this rocket booster separation. We can see already that this is a daytime shot. So this is obviously not real-time footage.
And this is the scheduled moment for separation of the boosters. This is an image from a previous launch. Look at that.
An image from a previous launch, and then back to the CGI. So what we saw just now wasn't even real-time footage of the actual rocket on its way, and now we're back to the CGI, and we are apparently at an altitude of just 54 kilometers. This is to put a geostationary satellite in orbit.
They twist and turn as they fall of the way. It's all part of the plan. So we're now burning the main core stage, which is now called the second stage, or block A.
Stabilisation correcte du lanceur après séparation.
Everything's going well.
Switch to mission control.
A word about the confirmations of major events in the flight. We're seeing
Still no
the
footage of
key
the
moments
actual
happening at the right time,
rocket.
but we get the actual confirmations of those milestones slightly later. That's perfectly normal.
Okay, so this is what the people at Mission Control are seeing. They do not have themselves any footage or real-time footage of the satellite. They have CGI and telemetry data, which the narrator is explaining right now is not being fed directly to them from the rocket. If you listen to what she says, she explains that the data is coming from Moscow and then being fed to these people at Mission Control a few seconds later than the alleged actual event.
That's because it takes a little time for the information to get from the launcher to the range operations manager here at the Guiana Space Center. And that's because it goes via Moscow, where it's validated before coming to the Launch Control Center here at the CSG.
Okay, just to reiterate, the rocket is apparently sending the information to Moscow first. Moscow is validating that information before sending it to the people at Mission Control. So they're essentially flying blind, just watching CGI.
Le déroulement du vol est conforme à l'attendu.
Top right-hand side of the screen is the trajectory, the planned trajectory. The white dot is the actual position of the launcher. Distance in the bottom middle there is the distance from the pad if you were to draw a line along the Earth.
So here we have the scheduled fairing separation. Again, this is CGI. We're not getting a real image of that, and this is the satellite being exposed to space.
So we are now jettisoning the fairing.
And again, we are seeing a daylight image. So this is clearly, as we were told earlier, footage taken from a previous mission, not anything in real time.
That was protecting the satellite during the launch.
And of course, we have no cameras on the actual satellite. All we have is cameras looking backwards.
But we don't need it anymore, because if you look at our altitude on the bottom left, you can see that we're 120 kilometers high, and we have crossed the border, the Kármán line as it's...
So at the most crucial moment of this mission, to put a multi-million-dollar payload into orbit, we get a switch back to mission control, and we see CGI and a very smug-looking project manager. Who knows? Is he in on it? Maybe, maybe not.
known effectively the border with space, so there's not enough friction to cause us any problems, and we can see our satellite for the first time.
Another very smug-looking mission controller.
Les paramètres bord sont normaux.
And that's it. That is the standard fare for watching a satellite being put into orbit. I think you'll agree that if you're putting something worth millions of dollars into space, you'd probably want to see what it was doing. But don't worry, we are already of the belief that we have orbits and everything works just fine up there in space. There's simply no need for us to actually see it, or even for the people on the ground to actually see it. Thank you very much.